All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is Dr. Bob Clarke, and welcome to the Digital Mentors Wake Up Call. Today is, what is it? Thursday, August 24th. And I'm super excited to be here today because I've got some really valuable information to share with you. I haven't been here in a while, so it's great I'll be seeing you guys in a few minutes and we'll be talking, chatting it up. But this is going to be a good training for you if you've ever felt overwhelmed, right? Who hasn't, right? I mean, we don't like to use the O word, but the reality is that we all feel a little overwhelmed, a little confused, a little like, what do I do, right? We all have that, and it goes from the beginner all the way to the top leaders. We all get that little piece of confusion sometimes on what should I really do to make my business go. So today I wanted to focus on that for you guys and really help you out. All right, so the topic for today is simplify your mindset, simplify your business. So why did I phrase it like that? It's because the two go hand in hand, right? When you simplify your mindset and how you handle the abundance of information that's hitting you every single day, your business will simplify as well. And correspondingly, right, as you simplify your business and focus in on your main goal, your main vision, your main activities, your mindset will simplify. Everything will kind of fall away. All the confusion will fall away, and your mindset simplifies. So the mindset and our business, they're intimately intertwined, so that when you simplify one, you're going to simplify the other. So I hope that makes sense. So let's go a little deeper. The fact is that we're inundated with information every single day. I don't have to tell you that. You know it from your own experience. Like, we got information coming at us from all angles 24/7. It seems like, even when we're asleep, it feels like stuff is hitting us. And I have some stats here for you that I pulled up that are pretty staggering. Like, I was shocked. The average person is exposed to between 6,000 to 10,000 ads every single day. Every single day. This includes online ads at your computer, TV commercials if you watch TV, billboards, and more, right? Between 6,000 to 10,000 ads every day we're exposed to. The average person visits about 40 to 50 websites a day. Think about that. That's a lot. And then there's this one. A study from 2018 said that the average person receives about 46 notifications on their phone every single day. Notifications from apps, from emails, from messages. 46 notifications on your phone every single day. I think that might be low, because I think it's even more now. That's from 2018. I think it's probably a lot more now. And then finally, the average American adult in 2019 watched over 3.5 hours of TV daily. That probably doesn't apply to our group here, this entrepreneur type group, but the average person, the average American adult, watches 3.5 hours of TV daily. And I'm guessing, again, that's a stat from 2019. I think it's more now. So there's proof there, right, that we are getting inundated with information every day. And all this information is being fed into our minds on a daily basis, on a minute basis. And it's no wonder that many of us are overwhelmed. We're confused, right? We're just like, we feel like our brain is full. So let's turn our attention specifically to business, because that's why we're here. And let's look at how information hits us in terms of business on a daily basis, right? Email. Tons of email every day. Social media, posts, short videos, messenger conversations, right? Boom, boom, boom. Podcasts, if we choose to watch podcasts, videos and blog posts, webinars, challenges, coaches and mentors who we might be working with. The list goes on and on. Every day we're getting hit by information from all directions, every minute of the day. And the bottom line is, if you can simplify your mindset by reducing the influx of all this information coming in, your business will will just become simpler as well, and things will feel lighter. It'll feel better for you. And a simplified business, quite honestly, it's easier to grow and to monetize. Okay. So, how do you simplify your mindset? And by extension, how do you simplify your business? Really, two ways. First way, reduce the amount of incoming information. Okay. Reduce how much information is coming into your brain every day. And then the second one is focusing in on the important information, the important stuff. So let's break it down. Reducing information coming in. A couple things here to unpack. Limit the number of people you listen to. And this might be hard because some of you guys might have dozens of trainers, leaders, gurus that you listen to every day. You've got to cut that down. You've got to limit the number of people you listen to in terms of your coaches and mentors. You should not have 10 different coaches. There's too many voices from different opinions coming at you. Right? You should not be listening to a dozen different trainers. Now, in different areas of your business, mindset, marketing, right? Yes, that's fine. But be very careful of letting too many trainers into your mind at one time. It can really mess you up. That's the first one. Second thing, free stuff. Right? If you've noticed, and I'm sure you have, there's really a trend now in the marketplace towards giving away free information, challenges, workshops, right? Things like that. And while that's great and for your wallet, right? In terms you don't take out your credit card. It's also can be difficult because we want to grab everything that's free. We want to experience it. And that can be not a great thing in terms of overload and confusion. So I guess my message is you got to be very intentional, even with the free information. I'm going to give you some help with that in a minute. But you got to, just because it's free doesn't mean you should be consuming it. Number 3, resist the urge to mindlessly surf, especially if it's just to kill time. Now, I'm just as guilty, right? Sometimes I take my grandson to school every day. Sometimes I'm sitting on the car line and I got my phone and I'm just scrolling through Facebook or whatever, right? Just seeing what's going on. You got to resist the urge to do that because even though it might seem mindless, it's information coming at you. Even though you don't really realize it, it's information coming at you. So resist that urge to scroll and just to mindlessly surf. And then shiny objects. Here's what's interesting about shiny objects. One person's shiny object might be another person's business changing information, right? So you can't make like just overall blanketing rules on shiny objects. But the key I found is to accurately evaluate the information before you start going down that rabbit hole, right? It comes with knowing the focus of your business, and we'll deal with that in a minute. But the shiny objects, yes, you got to reduce it, and you got to get really good at evaluating the information before you go down the rabbit hole that we all go down, right? So those are 4 ways you can reduce information. That'll help. That'll help with simplifying your mindset. The second part is focusing on what matters most, right? The most important information as it pertains to your business. Again, this is not easy sometimes. But, I found that when you get really clear on what your business is, the reason why you're doing it, your why, right? Your vision, the vision of what you want your business to look like. When you get clear on those things, much of the overwhelming confusion kind of falls away. I think sometimes we get so into the weeds of our business that we forget, why am I doing this? What's my vision for this? Like, how do I want this to look? Who do I want to help? All those things, right? When we get more clear on those things, then we can more easily evaluate the information that's coming in, whether or not it's going to be useful or not. And that's really what it comes down to. So as I often do in many of my trainings, I'm going to bring it back to the concept of the one thing. And if you guys haven't picked up the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, you want to do that because that book will really help you to simplify your business and your mindset. So in terms of business, It means asking yourself some important questions. What is the main goal of my business? Right? Why am I even doing it? What's the main audience I want to serve? Okay, this is all focusing in on the one thing. So, what's the main goal of my business? Who is the audience, the main audience I want to serve? What's the main offer I want to give them? Right? A lot of us are in companies that have a zillion different offers, a zillion different products. Right? You can't offer it to everybody. You have to kind of focus in on what is the main offer that will help my specific audience. What's the main marketing method I want to use? It's so tempting to go out there and jump into all these different trainings, all these different marketing methods, and it can become a mass confusion. So what's the main marketing method I want to master, that I want to use to get the offer to my audience? And then finally, who are the primary trainers, the 1, 2, 3 trainers that I want to listen to? Who are they? And block the rest. I'm not saying never listen to anybody else, but you want to have 2, maybe 3 max main people that you listen to, that you resonate with, that you understand their message, and that they really help you in your business. So again, we're focusing in, right, on information coming at us. All right, and then, so like I said, when you do simplify like this, everything becomes simpler. It becomes lighter. It becomes more manageable. And you'll be less likely to be knocked off course by shiny objects. So this is all great. It's all great theory, Bob, but what about reality? The reality is when information hits you, you have a split second to decide if it's important. Okay, really, in reality, when the information comes at you, you have a split second to decide, is this important? Will it help me in my business? Or is it not important? Is it extra information that I don't really need right now? You have to get really good at making this assessment. If you can, everything will simplify for you. So here are 2 key questions I ask myself whenever I get hit with a piece of information. And again, this could be from any different source, many different sources. So here's the 2 key questions I ask myself. Number 1, can I use this information for my business in the next 90 days? Can I use this information in the next 90 days? If the answer is yes, okay, let's go to question 2. Question 2 is this information consistent with the focus of my business? Okay, so those 2 questions. Can I use the information in the next 90 days? If the answer is no, you knock it out. If it's yes, then you further clarify it. Is this information consistent with the focus of my business that I just talked about, right? The power of 1, right? If the answer to both is yes, then I consume it. If the answer to either question is no, I put it away. I try not to go down that rabbit hole because it's just not going to serve me right now. Okay, so let me give you, before we close out here, let me give you a few real life examples of this and how you make the decision. I think it'll be helpful. So the first example, you come across a video on YouTube on how to be a better closer. Right? It's a 20-minute video. Should you spend the time watching it or should you move on? Well, your business is all about selling. And the better you can become in selling, closing or selling, right, the better you're going to do in your business. So in this case, I would say, since it's a skill that you can utilize right away, and it definitely fits in the focus of your business, I would say yes. If you want to, that's good information to consume. Second example, very common example. Facebook friend pops into your messenger. Hey, I have this new opportunity that I think is perfect for you. Can you spend a few minutes watching this video? Right? We've all had those messages. And here's what I would say to that. Unless you're looking to change companies, unless you're looking for something new and are open to something that would be new, then the answer should always be no. And sometimes it's hard, especially if it's a good friend, right? It can be hard to say no sometimes, but you have to get good at saying no, because If you do it once, it's going to happen over and over again. So you got to be very careful on that kind. So in that example, I would say absolutely 100% no. And I say no to that question probably 5 times a day. No, I'm not open to looking at a new video. I'm not looking for something new. And I do it in a nice way, but you got to say no. Okay, third example. This one's a little bit not as clear. The first two were pretty clear. This one's not as clear. Let's say your marketing focus right now, the method of marketing you're using is Facebook. And you're still kind of working on mastering it for your business and trying to use it effectively to gain an audience and generate leads. You're still working on that. And as you're on Facebook, and all of a sudden you see in your Facebook feed a 5-day challenge to learn LinkedIn and revolutionize your business. Okay. It can be like, man, I really would love to learn LinkedIn, right? I've always wanted to learn LinkedIn. Filter it through your 2 questions. Are you going to use LinkedIn in the next 90 days? No? Knock it out. If you're not sure, does this fit in with the primary focus of your business right now? Well, right now, LinkedIn is not one of your marketing methods. So no. You may want to put it away for a rainy day and learn that skill maybe on a Saturday when you have your day off and you have a couple hours to spend, but you don't want to put that inject that into your routine right now. It's going to knock you off. It's going to make you overwhelmed. So the bottom line is simplify your mindset as much as possible. When you do that, your business will simplify. All right. So just kind of let's roll this out. Let's finish it up. You got to work on reducing the information coming at you if you want to simplify your mindset and simplify your business. So a few things. Be very intentional with who you listen to. Limit the amount of scroll time, right? It may seem mindless, but it's information coming in. And work on getting really good at recognizing what information is important for your business. Those 3 things. If you can do those 3 things, you can simplify your mindset and simplify your business. There you go. All right, my phone was blowing up here. Okay, we're good. All right. Hope you guys got some value out of that information. Let me move stuff away here. Cool. So, it's easier said than done, guys. I'll be honest with you. It's easier said than done, but it's not something that you can't do. Right? Everybody here listening to this can do this. And it's a matter of getting really good at evaluating the information that's coming in. Exactly, Steve. Exactly. Can I use the information in the next 90 days? That's a crucial question. Because the answer usually is no, right? Especially if it's something new. And then, is this information consistent with your business? And again, you're focusing the power of one, right? For me, when I'm looking at something, whether it's a training coming up, something to attend, an event, I'm putting those through those 2 lenses, right? Will I use this information in the next 90 days? And is this consistent with my business right now, the focus of my business right now? When you get good at that, hey, Brian, what's up, bud? When you get good at that, and it's a skill, okay? It's another skill that you have to learn. It's not one that's talked about very often because we sometimes, most of us don't even recognize that it's happening to us, the information hitting us, right? But when you get good at it, it can change the whole way your business goes. Yeah, clear all the bookmarks, your home office. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a ton of stuff you can do on a regular basis, John. Absolutely. If you're sitting here watching this and you have, let's see, you need your mind to wander to create your own. Yes, it's true. You need, and I actually spend time, Minnie. I actually spend time. I actually schedule in time to do that, to sit and think, to create. But it's a little bit different, right? That's information that you're generating yourself. When you got information hitting you, you've got to make decisions. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate that. What I was going to say before is if you're watching this on your computer and you've got 10, 15, 20 tabs open across the top of your computer, you're not focused, right? You're not focused. You got too much stuff going on. So what I do is I'll open up a new window and I'll have one tab only on what I'm working on right now. That's one of my little tricks that I do. And I minimize the other window that might have all the tabs that I want to look at later, but right now I'm not using it. So I'll minimize the window that has the tabs that I could use later. And I only keep the one window on my computer open that's on what I'm working on right now. Steve. Hey, I do it too. Actually I work with a guy. It's funny. I work with a client who literally every time he shares his computer, he shares his screen with me, he literally has like 50 to 100 tabs open. And we joke about it, but I'm always like, this is one of the reasons you're not focused. You got too many distractions here. And the opposite of focus is distraction, right? And all these things serve as distractions. So yes, you want to simplify your mindset. Minimizing distractions is also a big part of that. Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate that. Yeah, it helped me a lot because I fell into that trap a lot. I like to have all my tabs open. So I started just creating that one window with the one thing. Cool. Thanks, Elizabeth. Glad you got value from that. Awesome. Yeah. So let me ask you guys a question. You guys who are watching live, just give me a yes. Do you guys feel the information overload part of it? Do you feel like it's coming at you like 24/7, 365? And it's, I'm not going to say overwhelmed, but do you feel like it's like a rush, right? And like, how do I deal with it all? Do you guys feel that too? Because I feel it. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So again, like if you're going to be online or you're going to be part of the real world right now, there's really no way to stop the information coming at you. The only line of defense you have is the filters you put in place into what you think is important, right? That's the only thing you can do. So you can't limit the amount of ads that hit you, right? Because if you're online, cool, Bianca's ahead of the curve. Bianca's always at the head of the class, right? Bianca's always she's always one step ahead of us all, I think. Cool, Bianca. Yeah. And you fixed it. So Bianca, how did you fix it? You said you fixed it. Give me some feedback. How did you specifically fix it? I'd be curious, because everybody has their own ways. This is my way, and everybody has ways that work for them. I was curious. Bianca's a smart cookie. I wanted to see how she actually did it. So while I wait for that, organizing task overwhelming. Yes, we all feel it. So it really comes down to how do you fix it, right? How do you specifically deal with it? How I deal with it is I run it through a couple of filters and the questions I talked about before. Bianca, stop listening, pay attention to the gurus. That's a big one. That's a big one because we all assume that the gurus have the information that we want. And they might, but you have to limit yourself on how many you listen to. I listen to two right now. Two main leaders who I really listen to because they're right in the wheelhouse of where my business is focused right now. It doesn't mean that, jump off social media and use a timer. Fantastic. These are all great tools. Yep. Multitasking is superpower. I don't think so, Steve. I don't think so. Yeah, I was going to say something, and of course, I'm forgetting it now. Yeah. So these are all great tips, Bianca, and absolutely, whatever works for you is what you do. But what I found is I can't stop the information coming at me. And the phone, this thing is one of the worst, right? If you want to get more work done, you turn this off unless you're working on your phone for your business, right? Put this in do not disturb mode, and you can get a lot done. So if you want to go in that direction, I'll tell you exactly what I do, right? I work in half-hour spurts. So 30 minutes, right? I close all my windows except for one, and my tabs go down, only what I'm working on. I turn off my phone and I shut the door to my office. And my family knows when that door's shut, unless the house is on fire, we're not going to knock, right? And I do that for 30 minutes, take a little break, do it for another 30 minutes, take another break, do it for another 30 minutes. So I work 90-minute, and then I'm off for a while. And if I only work 90 minutes in my day, that's it. I'm fine. But I can come back and work more if I want to. But I do 30, 30, 30 with a short break in between where I get up, stretch, walk around, drink water, whatever, right? That's how I do it. That works for me. Whatever works for you is what you do in whatever time you have. You might only have 30 minutes. Okay, so then do your 30 minutes, but turn everything off. Yeah. See, yeah, Bianca's using a lot of tools to help her out. And that's awesome. That's awesome. What I didn't recognize, guys, and this maybe something you guys can relate to this. Yeah, many procrastinate by washing dishes as a kid. You had to, yeah, right. We can find a lot of ways to do that, right? Anthony recently bought a timer. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever works for you. And I've used all this stuff, guys. And I finally settled on what works for me. And that's what you have to do is you try it out. If it works for you, keep it. So you have a whole stable of things to help you focus and get things done and stop the overwhelm, stop the information coming in. Right. So, there's all kinds of different things you can do. But I love this conversation because this is real, right? This is not theory. Right? It's nice to put out the 10 tips for increasing your focus, right? It's nice to do that. But in reality, it's how do you apply these things? What does it look like for you? Right? Again, and this has nothing to do with how much time you have. So if you're like me now, in this stage of my life, in this season of my life, I have lots of time to grow my business. That wasn't true 3 or 4 years ago where I had very little time. So wherever you are now, in whatever stage of life you're at, that's where you are. So make it work around that, whatever that is. Yeah, but you strive. Yeah. So one thing I hit on that I want to reiterate here, and Bianca is reminding me, is there is a push now. I'm seeing the trend where prices for information is coming down. Prices are coming down. And I believe it's directly tied to AI and how easy it is to create content now. Right. But for whatever reason, prices are coming down. And you're seeing a lot more free stuff that's less than $10. You're seeing it out there. And while that's great because it's more affordable, right? It's great. It's also not great because if it's free, you're almost like, oh, I need that. I'm going to grab it. And all of a sudden you can find yourself in 3, 4, 5 different challenges, 3 workshops, right? You can beat all these different things, learning all these different skills. And they're not bad in and of themselves, but they don't fit into what you're doing right now. So I don't know about you, I'm seeing a lot of challenges coming up now. Challenges every week, there's challenges. And what I have to do as a business owner is make the decision, regardless of how tempting it is, does this fit into my business model right now? Right? If it doesn't, then no matter how good it is, I'm going to skip it. Does that make sense? These people who are doing challenges are probably mad at me right now, but quite honestly, not saying they're not good. They're all good. That's the problem. They're all good. They're all probably have great information, but you got to be very careful with what you do with it. So I'm getting like, I fell into the trap for a little bit. I found myself in too many challenges. I pulled back. And I'm putting them now. I reminded myself I got these filters, got to put it through there. And now I feel like it's back to manageable again. So be careful. Just because something is free doesn't mean you need to consume it. Okay? Just because something costs only $7, only $9, only $15, it doesn't mean you have to consume it. Now, if you want to purchase something for later, that's up to you. I don't advise it because usually most of the stuff now, especially if it's pertaining to a platform on social media or something, changes like this, right? Changes almost daily. Things change. And what you buy today may not be relevant in 30 days, right? Or 60 days. So be careful even with that. But if it's like mindset or stuff like that, that you want to purchase because you want to learn it, you want to go through it for later, fine, do it. But be careful. Don't fall into the free trap. Just don't fall into it. Hope that makes sense, guys. Anything else you guys want to ask me before we're done here? Yeah, exactly, Steve. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. There's the leaders, the marketing leaders, they understand this trend that's coming down in price, right? And they've always understood the importance of getting people onto your email list, right? That's important. But again, periodically, I do this on a regular basis, right? Go through the emails you're getting, and if you're not opening them, get out. Get out. Even if they're from somebody you like, get out, because you're not obviously you're not having it. They don't have the importance in your life that they need to have if they're showing up in your inbox. So your inbox is simple. I see people getting all worked up about their inbox. My inbox rule is simple. If I get 3 emails from somebody, I don't open them, I'm on their mailing list, I get out. Right? Unless it's extenuating circumstances where I'm in surgery or something, right? But if everything's good, normal situation, 3 emails I don't open, I unsubscribe myself, because it's not helpful for me right now. It's only making me more like there's more information in my world than I should be consuming, right? But I'm not. So that's another tool, right? If you're not opening emails, get off the list. You'll save them money too, the person with the list. So don't feel bad about it. Unsubscribe. It's all part of an overall strategy to limit information coming in. The more you can limit it, the more productive you're going to be, the more your business is going to grow. And I think that's the best way I can put it. So with that, guys, I'm going to jump off. I got a lunch date with my wife, and we're going to go hit our nice little diner down here and have some lunch. And thanks for spending time with me today, guys. I appreciate you as always. And I'll see you in the next wake-up call. Take care.